Thank you so much. Even though you didn't tell us your name.
I did tell you.
What's your name?
Sorry. I thought I said my name.
My name is Lillian. Oh, Lillian. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, moderator, 1 minute. Please, there is a barcode for questions. If you need to ask a question, please just scan the barcode and your questions will be duly noted and answered. So please, the panel is going to answer this. Please go ahead and the next one I'll read it out. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Jerry.
Thank you very much. Okay, so the question is to NiRA, and right now I'm speaking as NiRA. Okay. In terms of insecurity, one thing about technology is that I've come to realize that the other guys, as the guy on the other side, they're always a step ahead of even the cybersecurity experts. So it is when they create the problem, before we start looking for the solution. However, as technology is advancing, we always try to catch up and make sure that we are also updating our equipment, tools, and everything. So NiRA from the technical angle is doing everything in their possible best to make sure that we don't have all these intruders coming in. And it's more safer using the .ng because .com is open to everybody. People know how to even access .com more than all this .ng domain name. They don't really give much attention to the CCTLD because they believe they don't have the numbers, unlike the .com. So this issue we are mentioning, as we have more issues like this on .com, even more than the .ng. But even for the .ng, we hardly hear about this particular issue of security because one of our major focus at NiRA is the security of our equipment, our tools, our gadgets, making sure that our customers are safe online, making sure that there are no issues of concern. So we'll continue to improve.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Jerry. And now, you want to say something?
Yes, so I would like to add something in terms of security, and this is a general thing, not just regarding .ng domains. The internet itself, .ng domains, .com domains, everything. Security is a perception, right? And also, there's nothing called 100% secure. It doesn't exist anywhere in the world. I'll explain. Security is a layout to what you create to protect against an intruder or a person with bad intention. Now, the thing is, the person with bad intention will always try to find a way in. Your responsibility as a security person is to ensure that he doesn't get in. So it's a battle, and there's never 100% because as you're working, he's trying to find another way. I used to always refer this to my team that, even in your house, right, you have what we call the door, you have the burglars, and that's a security layer to not an intruder to come into your house. But if I come with a bulldozer, can they stop me? Can they? I would break the whole wall door and remove it and get in. So, but you might also add in another layer of security and put an iron something or a wall of bricks or something that the bulldozer cannot pass or something can keep adding layer. So we should always look at it that, back to the registry too, that there's always going to be challenges, there's always going to be an intruder. The registry will always have to stand up and always kind of protect against these intruders. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And before I move on to the next question, just to answer what the gentleman has said, I know that the registry currently is in the process of implementing the DNS tech to add another layer of security. So rest assured, the .ng registry is not resting on the ground. We're also taking concrete steps to ensure that our customers, our clients are protected online. Lillian, I want to answer.
Alright, so we have a couple of questions here, about 8 of them, but I'm thinking 2. Is that okay with you? Alright, so the first question here is from, Anonymous. It says, can I, as an outsider, register in .ng and still use it over there? I guess this person is not in Nigeria at the moment. So can an outsider, a non-citizen, register in .ng and still use it over there? The second question is from Duke. Duke says, there is a global challenge on the IoT at the moment, so how can .ng meet up to the IoT developers? What is the space of encoded system communication to .ng or Nigerian-based hosting? Maybe I need to take that again. Says there is a global challenge on IoT at the moment. So how can .ng meet up to the IoT developers? What is the space of embedded system communication to .ng or Nigeria-based hosting?
Thank you. For the first question, I think you can take that. Thank you. So the first question is, you're not in Nigeria and you're asking, yes, you can use the .ng domain anywhere in the world. It's not restricted to just Nigeria. Anywhere in the world you can use your .ng domain. It's just an identity of you and your business. So you can be in Canada, UK, and still have your whatever .ng domain is going to work just fine. Thank you. Thank you so much. And for the second question that has to do with Joe, do you want to take it? Since you are taking us through the future of .ng domain in light of the emerging technologies blockchain. Did you get the second question?
The last part I didn't get. I understood that the question. Okay, the person asking the question spoke about global challenges on IoT and how the .ng domain can assist developers. Can you just take it from there?
Okay, it says, what is the space of embedded system communications to .ng or Nigeria-based hosting? What is the space of embedded system communications to .ng or Nigeria-based hosting?
Okay, excellent. So if you look at how web hosting works, and when it gets to the layer of the domain itself, there's the web hosting provider, who could be maybe AWS, Google, Microsoft, from the cloud perspective that provide IoT services. Then there's the DNS aspect, which IoT would use for name resolution and all of that. Then there's the registry themselves who provision these particular domains. Now, if it starts cascading down all the way to the embedded systems, it has to do with the hosting provider first before it even gets to the .ng domain. Now, within hosting providers in Nigeria, I'm aware that there are several that support embedded systems within their infrastructure. So one of them is Galaxy Backbone. The company has the capability for doing artificial intelligence. They have several thousands of GPUs that support that. They have an environment for that embedded servers or embedded systems for IoT. And on the DNS aspect as well, they're able to accommodate all the traffic coming in from IoT devices, whether it's a handheld device or a device controlling, let's say, the air conditioning, environmental control, etc. So absolutely, there's space for this, and there is already the capability to accommodate this within Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Who's answering that? Okay, I have to answer.
Okay, so in addition to the IoT integration with the GPUs, I think we deserve around a plus space for them. Because there's one thing we need to understand, right? Latency is the critical thing. Let me explain what latency is, because I can see some of us are young. Latency is ability for your computer. When you make a request on your computer browser, click enter, you type Google, for example, enter. What happens is your system travels, right? That connection, that packet you send travels all the way to whatever data center that thing is, that address you're trying to get to. And it travels all the way back. There's a communication going in packets, right? And what happens is if you're hosting locally, right, that travel is shortened, so it makes it faster. It becomes in fractions of milliseconds. And the fact that they can provide GPUs and servers to support IoT devices makes a lot of difference. And you did mention the fact you can actually do IoT integration of handheld devices and all of that. So wonderful. The part I want to add is how does domain come into that? I think the person who sent the question, he says, he talked about communications to an NGO or the Nigerian hosting. So the hosting part is taken care of. Now let's talk about the domain part, right? So domain names actually, somebody explained what the DNS is, domain name system, the routing of addresses and all of that. I guess this person asking this question, I don't know where he is interested, but he's trying to understand that the communication happening on the entities, is it possible for him to integrate? So what I will explain is that most of this is boils down to your DNS configurations and also your application itself, like you rightly mentioned. The .ng does not stop you from having embedded system communication using domains. In my head, when I heard that question, it came to me that my sister used to, when she was in school, she did computer science, and she did an IoT project where you can actually switch on the lights in your house, wherever you are, and all of that. And she actually used some device, Raspberry Pi system, devices like this. And you need to enter IP address. I suggested, why don't you create something that people can remember? So you can actually create something like myhomeswitch.ng, just an example, and you can just go to your phone, pick up myhomeswitch.ng, log in, and access your lights and switch off your lights from wherever you are on the phone. So this is similar to what this guy is trying to ask. So that communication doesn't actually, .ng doesn't actually stop you from doing that kind of thing. You can actually do that, and with DNS you can perform those kind of configurations. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Any more questions?
Yes, we have. This is coming from Yahya Umar. It says, is NiRA only responsible for the ownership of the .ng domain name, or there is other organizations' domain names such as ORG? That's a question directed to NiRA. Okay, so but let me take the next one. It says, this is also from okay, so why should we trust .ng, and also won't clients outside Nigeria feel that your website is a scam when it's a startup and it doesn't build credibility? I'll take it again. Why should we trust .ng, and also won't clients outside Nigeria feel that your website is a scam when it's a startup and hasn't built enough credibility? Okay, let me take another one because of time. This is from Shane. It says, can I use the domain name I created with .com to create a domain name on .ng? Can I use the domain name I created with .com to create a domain name with .ng? How long you answer this?
Okay. So I think I will answer maybe one or two from the question, and my other panelists can take up the other ones. But for the last question, can you use .com to create a domain name on .ng? They no, you have to accept .ng domain name. .com, .ng domain name, they are all domain names, they are doing the same thing. So it's just like you having two boys, twin brothers, and one is Paul, the other one is Peter. So you're not saying, can I take Peter to be Paul, or can I take Paul to be Peter? It's a no, you have Paul, you have Peter, you have .com, you have .ng. So you have to register .ng. Then you can connect it together. You can redirect it. Your website is on .com, and once you start using .ng, you can redirect it so that when people, even the people that already know .com, by the time they are searching, the domain will redirect to .ng. So if that's on that, then.
Let me just answer that. So I think if I get what the person is saying, the person is asking, so for instance, if I have a domain called Busayo.com, can I register Busayo.ng on the .ng stream? Yes. The answer is yes, provided that the domain name is available for registration. So yes, you can. So if you have a domain, a .com domain, and you want to have a similar domain using the .ng, you can, as long as the name is available for registration.
Okay, another question here from Mubarak says, please, how secure is the .ng site? How secure is the .ng site? And because of time, if a real estate entrepreneur wants a domain name, what domain extension attached to .ng should be used? If a real estate entrepreneur wants a domain name, what domain extension attached to the .ng should be used, and what say can be used?
Like what's SLD can a real estate company use? They want to register in .ng. SLD, like what's that?
You can actually just handle depending on what you're comfortable with. You can set it for just .ng or .com. We have .net, we have .head. .head is basically for school. So if you're not a school or education, so don't bother because you need something for anywhere you're comfortable. But personally, I would recommend .ng because that will also give you more higher edge. You know, it's kind of more expensive than others, but the fact that it's the main country code domain name, so I would recommend that.
Thank you. And just to add to that again, so for instance, if you're a real estate company that you want to register as Ebenezer Diary Realty Company, you can either register Ebenezer realitycompany.com.ng or you can go straight to the top level, which is ebenezerreality.ng, which is what I was trying to say. I hope whoever asked that question, I hope it's clear. MC, do we have any more questions?
There's the other question that
Sorry. Yes.
is NiRA responsible for responsible for energy and not the trust and the one. And also why do we continue to trust the energy?
Yeah, why should you trust your energy?
Yeah, we get that response again and again. Why should I trust the energy? Maybe your partners, your business partner outside there do not trust the energy. You see, we Nigerians are one that every time, by the time you go to the US, you see, they promote their country, they promote everything that they do. So yes, it's normal because what people are seeing online is the negative side of Nigerian and Nigerian youth. So we have to start pushing the positive side that Nigeria is not what you guys think or thought it is. So Nigeria is a good country, Nigeria is a good place to do business and even partner and do business with Nigeria is even a better place to do partner business and do business with Nigeria. So you are the one that will tell your partner, you are the one that will tell your customer that no, we are not what you think. For instance, at those flags, we have foreign customers. We have customers that are not in Nigeria at all, but they need the energy. And in fact, this year we've had countless number of them that have registered energy and they pay through international payments. So even foreigners are trying to register on energy. So you that are Nigerian, so if you are the one that will still do the job, our web developers and webmasters need the right education. So that we will educate either your partners, either your customers outside the country or within the country to let them know that there's no issue with you using the .ng. It does not affect your business in any way. So it does not affect it in any way. And neither, like the other person, neither is responsible to .ng, the country code top level domain name. The other extension, they have people that are managing them. .com, if you go online and see all this information, .com is managed by very sign. .org is managed by Internet Society. We have people that are responsible for each of these domain extension. For NiRA manages everything that has to do with .ng. So you can get a second level domain name. We call it SLD like .com.ng, .net.ng, .i.ng, .school.ng, .n.ng, and so on and so forth. Or a top level domain name just like .ng. So everything that has to do with .ng is NiRA, is our brand identity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Mama, you wanted to take one question.
Okay. I will just round up the two other questions that have not been touched. Security of a website using .ng, somebody asked about that. And then I will add to Mr. Darrell's ownership domain and then the credibility of the name. So I'll just kind of summarize everything in a short note. So for registrations, domain name registrations are done in Hanover, right? There's something we call registry, which is like the NiRA. Somebody asked .ng. NiRA is the registry for .ng. Every extension you see there's a registry for it, and that's how the system has been designed from the inception. So you cannot have a domain because it's a central database where these names are registered. And in addition, I think somebody was asking about the security of the website. When I come to that, but domain registrations are done in a tenureship. It's not like I register a name and it's mine for life. No, it's a system. You have to own a period of time where you own a domain, and if you don't renew, it elapses and it becomes someone else's, so it becomes free for anybody else to register. And this is also across board. Any domain name you're registering is the same thing, whether .com, .net, .org, whatever it is, it's still a tenureship. In most cases, it's for Nigeria, it's a 1 year to 5 years. Some extensions do up to 10 years, but I don't think there's anybody that does more than that. So because you cannot own it forever. And the most important thing is to remember, I always advise anybody registering a domain name is to do minimum of 2 years. If you're serious with your business, if you're serious with what you do, it shouldn't be for 1 year. I mean, that first year is usually a critical one. So just do 2 years for your safety. Then credibility, right? Somebody was asking, wouldn't he be considered as kind of maybe a fraud or maybe a bad guy because I'm using .ng, maybe because I'm from Nigeria? I still borrow from the word I use for security. It's a thing of perception, right? In every country, quote me, in every country, there's bad people. Every superpowers. I don't want to start mentioning the country name, but every country, yeah. There's bad people and there's bad behaviors, there's fraud, there's everything you think about in Nigeria. In fact, there are countries doing worse than Nigeria. There are countries doing worse than Nigeria. So it's a stigmatization thing, the media thing, and all of that, and I don't really like to even go into that. If you are a proud Nigerian, please raise up your hand. If you are a proud Nigerian, oh my goodness, I'm not seeing everybody saying, I am not. If you are a proud Nigerian, please raise up your hand. Thank you. See, this is our country. We cannot have another one. This is our country. I repeat, we cannot have another one. So we have to be proud of what we have. The domain will do as good as any other country's domain. So don't feel bad about being Nigerian or being on .ng or anything like that. Be proud of it and show the world that thing that they think we cannot do it and flash it in their faces. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I think that's where I was. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And on this note, I am proud to say thank you to my panelists. Thank you. I think we've done amazing. Please, a round of applause for them. And I think on this note, I can take the panel session as we wrap up. But before we go, please, we would like to take a picture. And I'm told that the NiRA president is indeed proud of us, and we've been presenting us with a little gift.
Please let us give them a round of applause. Thank you, our panelists, and of course our moderator. Thank you very much. And I would like to crave the audience. Oh, he's really already. Please let's give our own president a round of applause. And the LOC chairman, as we take group pictures with our panelists and present to them a token from NiRA.
On behalf of NiRA, Executive Board of NiRA, and the LOC Chair, so it's for you. Thank you for coming. Oh,
Bro,
so,
guide.